Hey everyone, and welcome to Easy English Talk. We're so glad you're here.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get started with today's topic.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, where you can learn English in a simple, fun, and natural way. My name is Jason, and I am your host for today's episode. I am really happy that you are here with us, listening and learning English step by step.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia, and I'm very excited to join you again today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast, because every time you listen, you are improving your English little by little.
That's right, Julia. And today, we have a very interesting and fun topic that many people dream about. Today, we are going to talk about a family trip to the United States.
Yes, this is a very exciting topic because traveling is something we all love, and it is also a great way to practice English in real-life situations, like at the airport, in a hotel, or when you meet new people.
In this episode, we are going to tell you a simple and easy story about a family who travels to the United States for the first time. And during this story, you will learn useful English words, simple sentences, and everyday expressions that you can use when you travel.
And don't worry if your English is not perfect, because this podcast is made especially for beginner and A2 level learners. So we will speak slowly, clearly, and in a very easy way so you can understand and learn comfortably.
So, get ready, relax, and imagine that you are also traveling with this family, learning English and enjoying the journey step by step.
Let's begin our story and go on this exciting trip together.
All right, let's begin our story. Today, we are going to talk about a happy family who is planning a trip to the United States for the very first time. And they are feeling both excited and a little nervous because this is a big journey for them.
Yes, Jason, this family has always dreamed about visiting the United States, watching movies about it, seeing beautiful pictures online, and now, finally, their dream is coming true, so they are very happy and full of excitement.
The family has 4 members, a father, a mother, and their 2 children. And one day, they sit together in their living room to talk about their travel plans, discussing where they want to go, what they want to see, and how they will prepare for the trip.
The father says, "We need to plan everything carefully because this is an international trip and we must be ready," while the mother smiles and says, "Yes, we should start by buying airplane tickets and checking our passports."
So, the first thing they do is check their passports to make sure everything is correct and not expired, because passports are very important when you travel to another country.
After that, they go online and look for airplane tickets, and they compare different prices and times, trying to find the best flight that is comfortable and not too expensive.
Then, they also think about what they need to pack, and the children are very excited because they want to take their favorite clothes, toys, and maybe even a camera to take pictures during the trip.
The mother makes a list and says, "We need clothes, travel documents, some snacks, and important things like a phone charger," because making a list helps them not forget anything important.
At the same time, the family also talks about the weather in the United States, and they check online to see if it is cold or warm, so they can pack the right clothes for their trip.
Finally, after planning everything step by step, the family feels more confident and ready, and they are very excited because their big journey is getting closer every day.
This is how their adventure begins, with planning, preparation, and a lot of excitement in their hearts. Now, the big day has finally arrived, and the family is at the airport, feeling very excited, but also a little nervous because everything is new and different for them.
Yes, Jason, they arrive at the airport early in the morning because it is always important to come early for an international flight, so you have enough time to check in, go through security, and find your gate without stress.
When they enter the airport, they see many people, big screens with flight information and airline counters, and at first they feel a little confused because the airport is very busy and full of activity.
But the father says calmly, "Don't worry. Let's follow the signs and ask for help if we need." And this makes the family feel more relaxed and confident.
Then they go to the check-in counter, where they show their passports and tickets, and the airline staff smiles and helps them check their luggage and gives them their boarding passes.
The mother asks a simple question, "Excuse me, where is our gate?" And the staff answers politely, "Your gate is gate 12. Just go straight and follow the signs," which is a very useful and common conversation at the airport.
After check-in, the family goes through security, where they must put their bags on a machine and walk through a scanner. And although they feel a little nervous, everything goes smoothly and quickly.
Once they finish security, they walk to their gate, and while they are waiting, the children look around with excitement, watching airplanes take off and land, and they say, "Wow, this is amazing."
The family sits together, talks, and waits for their flight, listening carefully for announcements, because they don't want to miss their boarding time.
Finally, they hear the announcement, "Passengers for Flight 245 to the United States. Please come to the gate for boarding," and the family stands up with big smiles, ready to start their journey.
This is the moment they have been waiting for. And now their adventure is truly beginning. Now, the family is on the airplane, and this is a very special moment for them, because it is their first time flying to another country. So they feel excited, curious, and a little nervous at the same time.
Yes, Jason. When they enter the airplane, a friendly flight attendant greets them with a smile and says, "Welcome aboard," and helps them find their seats, which makes them feel comfortable and relaxed.
The children look around with big eyes, watching everything carefully, and they say, "Wow, this airplane is so big," because everything feels new and interesting to them.
After they sit down, they fasten their seat belts, and the flight attendants give safety instructions, showing what to do in case of an emergency. And although it is a little serious, the family listens carefully.
Soon, the airplane starts to move slowly, and then it begins to go faster and faster. And finally, it takes off into the sky, and the children feel very excited and say, "We are flying!"
During the flight, the family talks quietly, looks out of the window, and sees the clouds, which look soft and beautiful, like white cotton in the sky.
After some time, the flight attendants bring food and drinks, and the mother asks politely, "Can I have some water, please?" Which is a very simple and useful sentence when you travel.
The father feels a little tired, so he tries to sleep, while the children watch movies or listen to music, enjoying their time on the airplane.
Sometimes, the family feels a little uncomfortable because the flight is long, but they stay patient and remind themselves that they are going to a new and exciting place.
As the airplane continues its journey, the family feels more relaxed, and they start to imagine what they will see and do in the United States.
And slowly, hour by hour, they get closer to their destination, ready to begin a new adventure in a new country. After a long flight, the airplane finally lands in the United States, and the family feels very excited because they have reached their destination safely and successfully.
Yes, Jason. When they get off the airplane, they walk slowly through the airport, looking around with curiosity because everything looks new, modern, and a little different from their home country.
Soon, they arrive at immigration, where they must show their passports and answer a few simple questions. And although they feel a little nervous, they try to stay calm and confident.
The officer smiles and asks, "Why are you visiting the United States?" And the father answers politely, "We are here for a family vacation," which is a simple and useful sentence for travelers.
After that, the officer checks their documents and says, "Welcome to the United States." And this makes the family feel very happy and relaxed.
Next, they go to the baggage claim area where they wait for their luggage, watching many bags move around on a big machine, and finally, they find their bags and take them.
As they walk out of the airport, they start to hear people speaking English all around them. And although they understand some words, they also feel that they need to listen carefully and learn more.
The children feel excited and say, "We are really here," while the parents smile and feel proud because their dream has come true.
This is the beginning of their new experience in the United States, full of learning, adventure, and unforgettable moments. Now that the family has arrived and settled in, they are ready to explore and visit some famous places in the United States. And they feel very excited because they have seen these places in movies and pictures before.
Yes, Jason, on their first day, they go to a beautiful park in a big city where they see tall buildings, clean streets, and many people walking, talking, and enjoying their day.
The children look around with happiness and say, "Everything is so big and beautiful." And they take many photos to remember this special moment.
At one point, the family wants to find a restaurant, so the mother asks a passerby politely, "Excuse me, where is a good restaurant near here?" And the person smiles and gives simple directions.
This is a very useful sentence when you are in a new place, because asking for directions helps you move around easily and confidently.
Later, they go to a small restaurant, sit down together, and look at the menu, and the father says, "Let's try some new food," because trying new food is an exciting part of traveling.
The waiter comes and asks, "What would you like to order?" And the mother answers politely, "We would like some burgers and drinks, please," which is another simple and helpful sentence.
After eating, the family walks around the city, visits shops, and enjoys the atmosphere, feeling happy and comfortable as they explore more places.
Every new place they visit gives them more confidence to use English, even if they make small mistakes, because they are learning by doing.
And step by step, their trip becomes more enjoyable as they create beautiful memories together as a family.
Now, let's talk about the most beautiful part of the trip, which is the special time the family spends together, enjoying simple moments and creating happy memories every day.
Yes, Jason, during their trip, the family does many fun activities together, like walking in parks, visiting interesting places, and taking lots of photos to remember their journey.
The children are very happy, and they laugh, play, and sometimes even try to speak English with people, saying simple sentences like hello and thank you, which makes them feel proud and confident.
One day, the family goes to a park, sits together on the grass, and enjoys the fresh air. And the mother says, "This is such a peaceful and beautiful moment," while everyone smiles and relaxes.
They also take many pictures together, standing in front of famous places. And the father says, "Let's take one more photo," because he wants to keep these memories forever.
In the evening, they walk around the city, see bright lights, and enjoy the view, and the children say, "This is the best trip ever," because they are having so much fun.
These small moments are very important because traveling is not only about visiting places, but also about spending quality time with your family and enjoying each other's company.
Even when they feel a little tired, they still feel happy because they are together, learning new things and sharing this amazing experience.
This trip becomes a special memory in their hearts, something they will always remember and talk about in the future. Now, let's learn some very useful and simple English phrases that you can use when you travel, especially if you are visiting a new country and you need to communicate with people.
Yes, Jason, these phrases are very easy, but they are also very powerful because they can help you in many real-life situations like at the airport, in a restaurant, or when you ask for help.
Let's start with a very common and polite sentence. Excuse me, can you help me? This is a great way to start a conversation when you need help.
Another useful question is, where is the bathroom? This is simple, clear, and very important when you are in a new place.
You can also ask, how much is this? This is helpful when you are shopping or buying something.
At a restaurant, you can say, I would like this, please, or can I have some water, please? These sentences are polite and easy to use.
If you don't understand something, you can say, can you repeat that, please? Or, please speak slowly. These sentences help you learn and understand better.
And don't forget simple and important words like hello, thank you, and you're welcome, because being polite is very important in every country.
Try to practice these phrases again and again, because the more you use them, the more confident you will feel when speaking English.
Remember, you don't need perfect English. You just need simple sentences and the courage to speak.
Now, let's talk about some common mistakes that many beginner English learners make when they travel, so you can avoid them and feel more confident.
Yes, Jason. One very common mistake is being too afraid to speak because many learners worry about making mistakes, but this stops them from practicing and improving their English.
That's right, Julia. Remember, it is okay to make small mistakes, because mistakes are a normal part of learning, and most people will understand you and try to help you.
Another mistake is speaking too fast or not clearly, so it is better to speak slowly and use simple words, because clear communication is more important than using difficult vocabulary.
Also, some learners forget to use polite words like please and thank you, but these small words are very important and make your communication more friendly and respectful.
And one more mistake is not listening carefully, because listening is just as important as speaking, especially when you are in a new country and hearing different accents.
So, remember these simple tips. Don't be afraid, speak slowly and clearly, be polite, and always listen carefully.
If you follow these tips, your travel experience will be much easier, more enjoyable, and full of learning.
Now, let's quickly summarize today's story. We followed a family on their journey from planning their trip to arriving at the airport, flying to the United States, and finally exploring famous places and enjoying their time together.
Yes, and along the way, we also learned many useful English phrases for travel, like how to ask for help, how to order food, and how to speak politely in different situations.
The most important lesson from today's episode is that you don't need perfect English to travel or communicate. You just need simple sentences, clear words, and the confidence to try.
And remember, every time you speak English, even with small mistakes, you are improving and becoming better step by step.
So keep practicing, keep listening, and don't be afraid to use English in real-life situations.
Yes, because learning English is a journey just like traveling. It takes time, practice, and patience, but it is always worth it.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the English Learning Podcast about a family trip to the United States. If you learned something new today, even one small sentence or phrase, then this episode was a success for you.
Yes, and we really encourage you to practice what you learned today. Try to repeat the travel phrases, imagine yourself at the airport or in a restaurant, and speak out loud because practice is the key to improving your English.
And now, we would love to hear from you. Please tell us in the comments, have you ever traveled to another country? Or where would you like to travel in the future? Write your answer in simple English and try your best.
Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our new English learning podcasts.
Every episode is designed to help you improve your English step by step in a simple and natural way.
So keep learning, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.